Shaitanir-Rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. So, inshallah, we will learn ayat number 28 to 31 of Surah AlFurqan today. We'll do a simple translation first and then we'll do a detailed breakdown of that. The ayat number 28 is basically a continuation of the previous verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning the situation of a person who lived a life of disobedience in the world, and then on the day of judgment Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling him a zalim person, as a wrongdoer person. And when he sees what's going to happen to him on the day of judgment, one statement before this was that he was going to bite his hand and feel very sorry about why he had disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the worldly life. This ayat number 28 is a similar continuation of what that man is saying on the day of judgment. He is making a statement, actually ayat number 28 and 29, and also we'll continue after that, are the statements which this person is making out of being sad or sorrowness. So the word starts with Ya Wailata, and this is an expression of showing your disappointment. Alas, afsos. Alas, oh alas for me, okay, or woe unto me. Laitani, I wish, lam attakhiz, that I had not taken, fulanan khalila, such and such person, as my friend. So he's talking about someone that in the worldly life he took him as a friend and that person misled him. So he is feeling sorry on the day of judgment and wishing that if he had not taken this person as a friend. Then he is saying what this friend did to him. Laqad adallani ani dhikri. He actually led me astray. He's misguided me. That's what he's saying. From the reminder or from the message or from the prophet's invitation or the Quran. Ba'da, after, in the worldly life, idh ja'ani, when it had come to me. So he is continuing feeling sorry and blaming all those who have helped him mislead and live a life of disobedience. Then the next few words, وَقَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِلْإِنسَانِ خَذُولًا. This is a general statement. It is not clear if this man is making this statement or it's a general. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, وَقَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ, and the shaitan is or was, لِلْإِنسَانِ, for the man or to the man, khadula, is a traitor or someone who leaves someone in the middle of something or deceives. So there are many meanings. We will look on that one. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, a messenger will say something. So Allah subhanahu, or it could be any messenger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting that statement that will be spoken in the hereafter by a messenger. Waqala rasulu, and the messenger will say, Ya Rabbi, O my Lord, inna, indeed, qawmit takhazu, my people had taken, hadal Qur'ana, this Qur'an. Now this Qur'an can be applied to many things. If it's a previous messenger, then it is the book of the previous messengers. Mahjura, and we'll look into that. Mahjura has generally two meanings. One is that it was abundant. They like Quran, they left it, they took it and then abandoned working or practicing that. Or when the Quran was being revealed, they were making fun of that, ridiculing the Quran and making it as something, this is nonsense. So we'll look into that. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making a statement, وَكَذَلِكَ, and thus, and that's how, جَعَلْنَا, we have made, لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ, for every prophet. So whenever a prophet was sent in the worldly life, inviting the people towards the guidance, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Likulli nabiyyin, for each prophet, aduwam. Some people stood up and they became the enemy to the prophet. Minal mujrimina, and those were the people who Allah is calling them among the guilty ones, among the criminal ones. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Allah is the one who guides and is help to the people. وَكَفَى بِرَبِّكَ, and sufficient is your Lord. هَادِيًا وَنَصِيرًا, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using two of his Asma'ul Husna. He is a guide, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one who brings the people back to the right way. وَنَصِيرًا, and is from Nasir, is a helper. So these are the two attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in this ayat number 31. So as you can see that in 4 ayats, the speaker keeps changing, and the last speaker is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself. Okay? So with that, we'll go inshallah and do a detailed understanding. First, something is repeating here a few times, so I want to spend a few minutes on one rule of the language, is that, for example, I take this word, khalaqa. Khalaqa generally means he created. It's a past tense for the third person. Okay, and the verb is such that it's applying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he is Allah, and this is the past tense, he created. So we'll use this word to understand a rule here which is coming multiple times. So I want to point out first thing that these three things, who, ka, and ya, are three pronouns or dhamir. Who means he, third person. Ka means you, second person, and they are all singulars. And ya means I, first person. Okay. So we are covering all three pronouns, I, you, and he. Now, I want to use one at a time with this word. So if I combine this khalaqa and this who, it will be written as khalaqa who. And the meaning will be as it stands. He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, created some person, third person, he. Okay? But in English we'll translate it not he but him. He created him. Him is some third person. So this is just straightforward. Okay? Now let's take the second person and combine with this one. So the combination will be written as khalaqaka. Khalaqaka. He created you. Okay, second person. It's straightforward, simple. Just you join these two words and it will become third person. Allah created you as a second person. Khalaqaka. Now I'm going to combine this for the first person. Okay, but the rule changes here. So khalaqa ka. And if I join this ya, English meaning will be he created I or he created me. But in this particular case, in the first person I, only singular, this combination may bring a misleading meaning. So what we do, we add a noon here, a small noon. and this noon is called noon viqaya. And what this does, it separates the sound of the two. So now you pronounce khalaqa ni. You don't pronounce khalaqi or khalaqayi, but you add a noon there, and noon is just separating and making sure that this is one word, this is another word. This is a verb and this is a pronoun. So whenever we are combining a verb and it's working on the me, first person, and we'll see multiple times it's going to happen here. We add a noon. This is just a noon is separation, and noon viqaya. That is the only reason that it is telling the reader that this word and this word are two separate words. By putting a noon, keep it separate. So khalaqani is the word. Okay. Now let's go back to the beginning. The ayat starts with the word ya waylata. First, I'm going to separate the words. This is a combination of several words. First word is ya. Ya is a harf nada, and its meaning is oh. Just like when we say ya akhi, oh brother, oh my brother. So that is ya. Then the last letter here is ya in there, and that is I and me again. Okay. Now, middle letters, and we will combine with that, are made of these three letters: waw, ya, and lam. Okay. If we make a noun, it is wailun. What is wailun? Let's understand that thing. Wailun is a statement of being sad, being sorrow. For example, a shame on me, for example, I say negatively, or afsos upon me. So whenever you want to express something that is a negative, that you wish you had not done it, you blame yourself. Meri kambakti, for example. I am sorry, I am sad, a loss upon me. So the wailun, now I was looking into the dictionary. In English, there is a word well. Okay, that also means the same thing. So I wonder if this came from Arabic, this word in English. Wailun means crying or being sorry, chikhna, chillana, those kind of words are wailing. So, but the Arabic word is wailun. Okay, now this wailun is a masculine word. If I put a ta marbuta at the end and pronounce wailatun, that becomes a feminine word, wailatun. So this is the word that we are going to use. Wailatun. So I'm going to write down wailatun, and the meaning is that you are being sorry. Wailatun. Okay. Now what we will do, so this is like alas, sorry. I'm very sorry, or said alas, afsos. So if I combine these two, one dhamma will go from here and this becomes wailatu ya. Ya, this ya is a word that changes next noun to this thing. So now it becomes ya wailata, and if I write down these together, it is going to look like this fataha and ya can be written as a hamzatul small, like this way, alif maqsura. So ya wailata, okay, and you can combine this ya by this way, which is same thing. So this is the word in the Quran, ya wailata. The person who is sorry on the day of judgment, first he is blaming himself, he is being sorry, he is being ashamed, and he's saying, oh afsos, oh sad situation on me, oh I had not done this thing. So that is a expression, ya wailata, afsos upon me, sad situation for me. So that's the word the ayat starts with. So this is the expression of the person who is zalim in the worldly life, and he is sorry in the day of judgment. Then he is saying laitani. Okay, so this lam, ya, and ta is the word laita and ya. Ya means I. Okay, laita is used to say a wish is being mentioned, a desire is being mentioned. So, in a simple word, we can say wish. Okay. And if I combine with this one, as I mentioned, that we put a noon in between, so it becomes laitani. Laitani is said, simple meaning is I wish, I desire. So going back something that you did not do, now you are wishing that you had done. So that is the meaning of laitani. So the meaning, ya wailata laitani, this man is saying, oh, shame on me, alas for me, I wish. Now what is he wishing? Lam attakhiz fulanan khalila. This is his wish on the day of judgment. So let's understand that what he is saying now. So first of all, this word has come many times, alif, ha, and za. And these are three letters, so they belong to fa'ala. And this word ittakhaza is made by adding alif and a ta. And this word comes, so the word becomes ittakhaza. This word comes a lot in the Quran, okay? And where it comes, ittakhaza. It is to take, to adopt. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells that, for example, Allah says that they take Isa as the son of God. So that word is takhaza. They have taken. Okay. So to take something which is not in its place is ittakhaza. Okay. They have adopted. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala many times in the Quran says that they have taken false gods. Ittakhazu. They have taken idols as their gods. So something which is really not there, but they have assumed, or they have adopted, or they have taken, that is the meaning of ittakhaza. Okay, so now let's, with that base meaning of this word, and it comes again and again, so let's start with that. In the, if you have these three letters, fa and lam, this means to do. The template for making I do. Okay, I is first person and do is present or future, mudari. So how do I make I do in Arabic? I put an alif in the beginning and pronounce af, a. Important thing is that last letter has to have a dhamma or a pesh. So when you sound af alu, it means I do. So we are going to use this template of grammar on this word ittakhaza. Ittakhaza. Okay. Now, so how it will work? The word is alif, ta, kha, and za. Ittakhaza. When I want to make the meaning I take, so we have to put an alif in the beginning of alu. So this is, and then we drop this alif, which is the part of the verb. Okay, and last letter has to have a dhamma of alu, but in this case, this carries a kasra. So the word is attakhizu. Attakhizu means I take. Okay. Now we are going to add one more word which is going to make a lot of changes here. So attakhizu means I take. Now we are going to put lam before that. Lam does certain things. Lam makes the statement negative, so not is going to be added. Okay. Second thing lam does, this is not la. La means just simple not. But lam does three things. First of all, it makes the word negative. Second thing, lam looks at the verb here and last letter is dhamma. It changes to a sukoon. Okay. And third thing it does, instead of present tense, it pulls it in the past tense. Three things. First makes the negative, it changes this last letter to sukoon, and it changes the meaning into the past tense. So what's the meaning? Lam attakhiz, I had not taken. I had not taken. Not is there, past tense is there, and so the word is lam attakhiz, I had not taken. But the word before that is laitani, I wish I had not taken. So the meaning will be the man is being very sorry in the day of judgment and saying, alas upon me, sorry, I am so sorry, I am ashamed. And then he says, I wish I had not taken. What he had not taken, the word is, two words he's using, fulanan khalilan. So let's understand those two. Fa, lam, and noon are the root letters, okay? And they are also used in Urdu. Falan shakhs means such and such person. So fulanan, original word is with the two dhammas on noon. Fulanan means that person, such and such person. You are pointing to the person, but you are not naming the person. So you are saying that person or such person. Fulanun. This word is coming as a maf'ul of lam attakhiz. So when it comes as a maf'ul, two dhammas change to two fathas and we add an alif in the end. So word is fulanan, meaning is still same thing, that person. He's talking about some person that was his friend in the worldly life. And the word kha, lam are the root letters. And khalil is a friend. And again, Khalilun is a friend. Khalilun, when we stop, we say Khalil, but the full word is Khalilun, means a good friend. Okay, so now again the same thing will happen because this Fulanan will changing this to Khalilan, or it's a maful again. So it will be Khalilan. When you stop at the ayat, you pronounce Khalila. I wish I had not taken such and such person, that person, as my best friend. So he is blaming that person, that person, friend of him, misguided him in the worldly life. So that is a statement coming out of the mouth of a person on the day of judgment, the one who disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is further saying something. In the next ayat, لَقَدْ أَضَلَّنِي عَنِ الذِّكْرِ. Okay, so let's understand that. Here, this lam and qaf and dal, laqad. Let's understand a little bit more about these things. In this particular case, in the formation of the sentence, this lam is called lam qasamiya. Qasamiya means you are taking an oath. You're saying qasam. Okay? And when you take an oath or you say qasam, that means it's a definite statement you're making. Qad is called harf tahqiq, and it means surely. And it is used for the past tense, recent past. So laqad, you start the sentence with the word laqad, it means you are saying definitely, by swearing or saying surely, something happened. What happened? Adallani happened. So let's understand that thing. The root letters are Dwad, Lam, and Lam. Dolala. Three root letters, it means to go astray. Someone has gone wrong, that is Dolala. Three letters, but if I put an alif, it becomes Babe Afala, four letters. And Adulala and two lams will make a shadda, so it becomes adalla. Adalla means to mislead another person. Dalala means you go wrong yourself. Adlala is babe afala, it's an activity of two parties. One party is misleading, one is being misled. So adalla means to mislead, to send someone on the wrong path. So that is the word adalla. So if I put an alif in the beginning, it becomes, so first of all, adalla means to mislead. So if I put some fathas on that, this means he misled. Fa'ala, he did. Adalla, he misled. Whoever that he is, that is the Khalil, his friend. He's pointing to his friend that surely indeed he misled. Then we are putting a ya means me. And as I mentioned that, to separate these things, we are putting a noon wiqaya. So it becomes adallani. Adallani means he misled me. He took me to the wrong path. He led me astray. He sent me astray. So now he is blaming his friend that by swearing, and definitely he's saying that is what happened. He is the one who showed me the wrong path. From what? He's using the word anidhikri. So root letters are dal, kaf and ra. And this has many meanings. So it's a remind or remember. And zikrun is the noun. Noun is reminder or a message, okay, or remembrance, and you put al before that. So it becomes zikro. Zal kills the sound of lam and takes over its own sound, so it becomes and al removes one dhamma, so it becomes dhikru, the reminder. Dhikru, it's a one dhamma, one pesh. By itself, the word is dhikru, the reminder. Okay. Then you put an before that. An means from. An is a harf-e-jar. Harf-e-jar will look at this dhamma and change to a kasra. And when you pronounce, you do not pronounce this alif in the middle, it becomes hamzatul wasl. And then you change this sukoon, so you can pronounce anidh-dhikri, from the reminder, from the message that came to me. He misled me from that. Anidh-dhikri, from the reminder. Bada is ja'ani. Let's look again on that one. Bada is simple words, means after. Okay. And this is time, zarfe, zaman, so it is ba'da. Idh means when. Okay, so he's saying ba'da is after when. Then the next word is jim, ya and hamza. This means to come. Okay, if I put three fathas, this ya with the fatha will sound like alif, so it will become ja, a. The meaning is that it came or he came. So we'll take the word it came because it's pointing to the dhikr. Now another thing is that when you have a hamza and you have an alif before, you pronounce a long mad on this alif. So it says ja'a. Bada is ja'a, when it came, and then add a letter ya, me or I. Okay. Do the same thing in this case. Whenever we have this the first person singular, we add a noon of wiqaya. Ja'ani, it came to me. And what is came to me? A dhikr. Dhikr is Al-Quran or Hidayat or guidance or Prophet or whatever it came to me, after it had come to me, my friend came and misled me. He took me to the wrong path, to the wrong direction from the dhikr. After the dhikr has come to me, is ja'ani. Then after that a statement is being made. It's not clear if this Allah is saying that statement or this man is saying this statement. But statement is a general. وَكَانَ الشَّيْطَانُ لِلْإِنسَانِ خَذُولًا. All 4-5 words are just one complete sentence. Wa means and kana is the past tense of kaf, wa, noon. And it's when you put the 3 fathas, it's a past tense, so first meaning is it was. Now, we may keep it was because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about shaitan and the time has gone in the worldly life. So, after that, the word is ash-shaitanu, and important thing is that ash-shaitanu, last letter has a dhamma or a pesh. Okay, so this is ash-shaitanu. So when you have the last letter as a dhamma, your pesh, it will replace this it. So the meaning will be the shaitan was, not it is not there anymore. The shaitan was. Okay, but if we apply this in the worldly life, then you can see the shaitan is. Okay, lil insani, straightforward. The word is al insanu. Al insanu means the man. Insanun is man. When you put al, it becomes al insanu, the man. Now you put a lam in the beginning. Lam is a harf jar, for or to. Harf jar will change this dhamma to a kasra, and you read them together. Lil insani, to the man. Wakana shaitanu lil insani. Shaitan to the man is something. What is something? The word is kha, zal, and lam. Okay. Khazala. Khazala means to trade someone, dhoka dena, to deceive someone, to leave someone in the middle of something. So that is khazala. Now, nouns are made at different wazn. For example, if you have, for example, you have this word gha, fa, and ra, means to forgive. A person who forgives you with, or someone who forgives you with the intensity, we call ghafurun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ghafur, and always 2 dhammas at the end. So ghafurun, it is still a noun, it still is ism, it's a doer, but there is intensity in this thing. Forgives again and again, okay? Or many times, or a lot, okay? So if at this wasn't, this is just we had a waw here. So if we do that thing, it will become khazulun. Khazulun is someone who deceives you again and again, who trades you again and again. Bar bar dhoka deta. Okay. So khazulun is the word. Now this is coming as a khabar of kana, and whenever that happens, it changes to dhammas, to 2 fathas, and wet an alif. So khazulan, when you stop at the ayat, you pronounce khadula. The man, the insan, the shaitan is for the man someone who deceives him again and again and again. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning here, or however the message is being conveyed, but for the reader of the Quran, it's something that needs to be understood and pondered about, that stay away from the shaitan. Then We continue in the next ayat. In the next ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on the day of judgment, when all the people will be standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, including the prophets and the messengers, they will also be standing there, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask messengers, did you say this to your people? Did you convey this to your people? And there will be all kinds of answers coming from the messenger. Some messenger or prophet say, they will not even want to answer. They will say, Allah, we don't know. You know best. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam will say, no, Allah, I did not tell these people that you worship me as a son. So messengers will be making different statements. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting one statement of one messenger or prophet. It could be Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or it could be another messenger. So let's understand that. So first of all, wa means and qaf, waw, lam means to say. Okay, if I put three fathas, it is qawala, waw sounds with the alif, so it becomes qala. The literal meaning is past tense. Qala means he said. Okay, but important thing is that when you are applying this on the day of judgment, qala will be translated as he will say. Okay, so we will translate accordingly on the, because this is a situation of the day of judgment. So the meaning is he, third person, whoever that third person is, will say. Okay. Now, the word after that is ar-rasulo. Last letter of the ar-rasulo is dhamma or pesh. The messenger or the prophet, however you translate, but it is a singular. And rasul, rasulun is the word, and when you put al before that, it becomes ar-rasulo. Important thing is that you have dhamma at the end. Ar-rasulo. Ar-rasulo means the messenger. The messenger who was messenger in the worldly life on the day of judgment. So if you have this dhamma, it will replace this he here. So the meaning will be qala rasulu, the messenger will speak. The messenger will say.
Said.
What will he say?
Rasul said. Past.
Okay, this is the statement of the future, day of judgment. So we translate will say.
Kala is mazi.
I'll explain this to you after class. Okay. What will he say on the day of judgment? Ya Rabbi. So the word is Rabbun. Rabbun and Ya. When you combine these two as mudaf mudaf ilayh, it will be my Lord. And when you do that, one dhamma goes away. But when you put a ya in the beginning, which means O, and this will change to a fatha, so it will become Ya Rabbi. This last letter, it is a ya, so it is written as Rabbi. Rabbi. And in a short form, this ya is not written, just this kasra is written, which still means my. So the word is Ya Rabbi, O my Lord, O my Rabb. Okay, so messenger will say, O my Rabb. What is he saying? First he is addressing, O my Rabb. Inna qawmi takhazu. Inna means definitely, surely. The word is qawmun. Qawmun means people. Okay, then you add ya and you make combination of mudaf mudaf alayh, so it will become qawmi, my people. Qawmi means my people. So inna is also having the effect of the qawmun to make it in nasab. So indeed my people. What did my people do? Ittakhazu, the word I just explained, Ittakhaza means to take. Ittakhaza, to take. And when you put a vow, it becomes plural. They took. My and qawm ittakhazu, my people had taken. My people took. Okay. Hadal Qur'ana, this Quran. Now, for two things I want to mention here is that this word is al. Al means the. And then you have qaf is combining with the ra. Qur. And then you have this hamza and alif, it is sound of a and sound of noon with dhamma. In Usmani script, hamza and alif are written this way. Sound is same, just the scripting is different. But the important thing is that qaf combines with the ra. So you have to say Qur'an. All of us pronounce it. We say Quran, Quran, Quran. Like qaf is it. We don't combine these two. We combine qaf with the alif. Quran. Qur'an. We should pronounce this word correctly. Then hada al-Qur'ana. This Quran. Now this Quran is a book. If Prophet ﷺ is speaking, then he's talking about this Quran, the book that we are reading. If another messenger is talking, he's talking about the book he brought and he passed on to his qawm. But what happened to that book or the Quran? Mahjura. Okay, let's understand that word. Ha, Jim and Ra are the root letters. Hajara. We use this word hijrat, muhajir, okay, means to leave your place and go somewhere else. That is the meaning of hajara, to leave it behind, to abandon something. So when you have left your country to another country, you have abandoned your land, okay. So that is the meaning of hajara, that's one meaning. The other meaning is to ridicule something, okay. Both can apply here and I'll explain that. Now, so if we have fa'ala and we put maf'ul, so you put two letters, mim and a waw. So this becomes something, work is being done upon. Fa'il is the doer, maf'ul is the object, work is being done. So at this wazan, we will make the word mahjurun. Maf'ulun, mahjurun. So what does it mean? Something that has been abandoned. Maf'ul, work has been done. Hajara, to abandon. Something that has been abandoned, given up, left, is mahjurun. Okay? Now, it's coming as the sifat, you can say, of the Quran, or a maf'ul of ittakhazu, second. So these two things will change. Now I want to explain this one. Mahjurun, you can in the tafasir apply both meanings. Something that has been abandoned or something that has been ridiculed. Okay. When Quran, in our case of Prophet ﷺ and also the cases of the previous nations, when the Quran was being revealed, many kuffar and mushrikeen made fun of the Quran. That is the meaning of saying that they are saying this is nonsense what he's saying. Okay. So when you apply the meaning, you're applying at that moment when the Quran is being revealed, or some people may come later on and they can say that this is ridiculous thing, this is nothing, this Quran is nothing. Number one, if you apply the meaning of abandon, okay, that is what we have done as Muslims. We have put our Quran on the shelf and forgot about that. So the messenger will stand up on the day of judgment and he will complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that after I gave my book to them, your book to them, they put on the shelf and became involved in their worldly life. My followers were doing that. So this ayat may apply to both, that at that time or later on, some people are making fun of the Quran or the book of Allah, and some people are not making fun, but they have mahjur, they have left it behind, they have abandoned its following. So that is the meaning of mahjur. Then Allah says, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ عَدُوًّا مِنَ الْمُجْرِمِينَ. Kazalika. Ka, wa means and. Ka and the, li and ka. It's made of three words. Ka means same or as. Dal is a isme ishara pointing to that, something which is at a distance. And ka is that I'm telling you something. So that is the you. Okay. So kadhalika, in general, thus is a very good in English meaning, or that's the way it is. Kazalika, and that's the way it is. And you is, and we don't translate, but ka is pointing that I'm telling you this thing, pointing to something which is at a distance. Ja'alna. Ja'ala means to make. And when to make, and when we put na at the end and pronounce na, Ja'alna, it's a grammar of past tense and plural. We made. We is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is using the royal language for Himself. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَا, and that is how we have made. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying we made. We made what? لِكُلِّ نَبِيٍّ. So let's look at the word. Kullun is each or all. Kullun, and Nabiyun is the word. Nabiyun is prophet. Okay. So these are two separate words, two separate nouns. We will combine them, idafa, join them. So meaning will be each prophet, of each prophet. So when we do that, we lose one dhamma here, so it becomes kullu. These two dhammas go to the bottom. That's the rule of idafa. So it is kullu nabiyyin, every prophet, each prophet. Then we put lam, is a harf jar, and this means to or for. Lam is a harf jar, it will make kullu to kulli. So the final word is same as in the Quran. Likulli nabiyyin, to each prophet. And that's how we have made to each prophet. What He have made to each prophet? Aduwan. Adu means enemy. Full word is aduwun, and dal and wow. Aduwun is the word. Aduwun means enemy. Okay? But it's coming as a maf'ul or object of ja'alna. So aduwan, it will become aduwan with the extra alif. So that's the word in the Quran. We have made for each prophet an enemy. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who are those enemies? They are among the mujrimeen. Those people who do the act of criminal, being criminals, on the day when the messenger was there, they, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling them mujrimeen. So the word is jarama. Jarama means to commit a crime. Mujrim is one person, and full word is mujrimun. Mujrimun means a criminal. When you put wuna, it becomes plural. So it becomes mujrimuna. Mujrimuna means criminals. And when you put min in the beginning, or then you put al before that, it becomes the criminals. Okay. And then you put min is a harf jar. Min means among or from, and when harf jar acts on the plural, it changes this to a ya and this dhamma to a kasra, so it becomes mujrimina. You read them together. and pronounce this as a zabar, so it becomes minal mujrimina. Among the criminal ones, we have taken some enemies, and we have made those enemies of the each prophet. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that. Okay. So it's for testing, it's for giving him challenge to the prophet that your job will not be easy. There will be people who will be opposing you. You have to be firm and strong because you are not the one who is guiding them. Only Allah will guide them. That's kafa bi rabbika hadiyan wa nasira. Kaf, fa and ya are the root letters. And when you apply with the letter B after that, jar, then the meaning is to be sufficient. So kafa, 3 fathas, he is sufficient. He is sufficient. Who is sufficient? Your Rabb. Okay, so the ba is applying, but the word is Rabbuka. Rabbuka is your Lord. Okay, important thing is that word is Rabbuka, your Lord, but B is a harf jar, so it will change to Rabbika. Sufficient is your Lord. Sufficient is your Lord as what? 2 words Allah is using, Hadiyan wa Nasira. Hadi, we know the word, the one who gives the hidayat is called Hadi, and Nasir is the one who helps, Nusrat. Both are coming as a maful of kafa, so Hadiyun becomes Hadiyan, Nasirun becomes Nasiran. So Allah is saying that hidayat and help is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is sufficient to do that. He is the one who does that. Only the enemies are there to challenge and make the job of prophet to separate who is right, who is wrong, and the wrongs will become the mujrimeen. They will become enemy to the prophet. Prophet should not give up on these kind of things because guidance is not his. It is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these are the meanings and explanation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to understand the Quran and act upon correctly. Sadaqallahul Azim.